Oh, my name is Margaret Ann Windsor, and I'm up at about 3 o'clock this morning. Oh, I was kidnapped. I've put all this up on YouTube and Facebook for over since 2012, and I've had information laid out to prove it. I was kidnapped and brought over to Motel, Alabama in 1941 when I was 2 years old. It's who my father is and mother, and who I am is the reason for my kidnapping. The only thing I'm going to put up here tonight is because it's pretty rough on me. That's the reason I've put it all up on YouTube and Facebook. It's so high profile and who committed the crimes against me and my family, my sons too. I don't even know where they are. We were separated. I did a book in Atlanta and got a letter from the FBI, ongoing investigation, national security involved. So I was almost killed later. I was taken across the state line, worked for Fred Simpson, the district attorney in Huntsville, Alabama. And then I went into a campaign to replace Larry McDonald, one of the doctors I wrote about in Atlanta. He was U.S. Congressman and doctor. His plane was shot down. He was on the KL, supposed to have been, in '83. It's after I was almost killed and did the book, and then all hell broke loose, and I don't even have a copy of the book anymore. It's all illegally taken. Anyway, Larry Flint flew me out there and helped in the campaign. He furnished me a car, and he did an endorsement in Hustler magazine, which I usually show because what's been done to me is so bizarre that it's been allowed to happen. It's like adding one crime on top of another to a human being, and me telling it on Facebook, YouTube. What's happened? Mr. Flint furnished a car for a year, leased it, and I've never talked with him since. I did get the magazine sent to me with the endorsement. It was April of '84. I literally ended up couldn't get jobs and on the street and I mean, really targeted. I came to Roanoke in October of '86, and I lived on the Appalachian Trail, starved and froze for winter after winter up there. People told me they were told not to help me. And this is all political. Now, what I want to get to on this without making it lengthy is I have an autoimmune disorder. I'm allergic to chemicals. I should have lived a normal life. Oh, it's when I came here and I look back in my past and I know it was used then also, but uh, it's been used here in Roanoke, and I've tried to leave and been forced to come back. I've put all this up many, many times because if you're allergic to toxic fumes or chemicals, you have to get away from it. If it's not fixed, like if you have a home, or me, I've been subjected to made homeless and a pauper. So it's been deliberate. The putting me to making me live in places where it's toxic fumes, and it affects me in different ways. It affects my immune system and makes it my immune system fight itself. It triggers it, and it causes mass inflammation. And where I've stayed for since last July the 19th, this is just one of the things. I try to stay in one spot to keep a few clothes, and it looks bad. I can't get an attorney. You have to put somebody under oath and charge them with lying, perjury, and nobody will do it. So anyway, there's no need. I sound rambling, so the rest of them, it's up there, which hasn't done me any good. But I want to tell this last thing. This has been here. I've been made to come back here when I tried to leave because I've been so sick and everything. It's torn my body apart. The inflammation, your kidneys, all of it. Your body can go. And I've had other things from the dirt and filth and bad air. I lost a lot of my hearing. from it. It was an infection from it. And then I had another one, bug bite. Then I had some other stuff, but the bug bite was very bad. I had to have antibiotics. My point is, I haven't committed a crime. I've told the truth. I'd take a lie detector test on any of it. You can't get the other people up to do it. And I've been telling about the Patels and Shaws that own just about everything around here. They're from India. I had nothing against them. I do have something against the conspiracies to do me in, and that's it. And make me look like a fool. I don't know when they came here, but anyway, they have bought up and have been allowed to small business loans until they're very wealthy, and they're way up with the former governors here who have become U.S. senators and House of Representatives. And they're on the Intelligence Committee and the Judicial. These are the former governors, so you can look them up. Now, I put that up in the past because somebody gave me a paper clipping. The paper had an article where Shaw had just opened up a brand new one in Christiansburg, I believe, and they were calling him entrepreneur, and the ones that didn't come down to the banquet and all that, where they praised him, all the congressmen and so forth and so on, sent him how nice he was and all this. And congratulations. Now then, this made me look like this silly fool running around. There's nobody that doesn't believe, and they know that I was kidnapped and who I am, so there's no question. It's just that I'm look like nothing's ever going to come of it, so to hell with me. I want to get to the last part. This has been going on, and me running back and forth, and I even got a couple times HUD, which is the only thing low income that I can live in with the money I get. Well, the same thing happened there. The woman, one woman was threatened with her sister's life, and I've forgotten what the other woman was, what happened there. But, I mean, it's horrible to sit where I am tonight in the shape I'm in and have put it all up there, no law enforcement, nothing. Law enforcement has helped it works both ways. Like I've been made really to have no place to go unless I go to a motel. And that's expensive, or they're so cheap, they're dirty, and prostitutes are there, or drug dealers. So that's what I've been subjected to. And I'm just going to get down to the last. You can't tell it because it gets really. The law enforcement has gone and either get where, let's say it's a motel. They have, supposedly the motels go by certain rules, health codes, all kinds, and they have children that everybody's got something to hide. So you can use it against them to help me or hurt me. So I'm going to leave it at that. So I'm the one getting beat up and have been for so long, and I can hardly walk anymore. So I'm just going to cut to the chase. I've paid for a month. It's one of Sonny Shaw's places when I started getting some incomes quite a few years ago. Stayed a week, and it was okay. I paid for a month, got to stay about 3 days in it and had to leave. They come in and did insect bombing and all this. And I've put all this up. It's the same thing. At one point, this was a Patel at the Budget Inn in out toward Trouttville. I paid him a month. This is in November too, about '94. He came in and told me that he was going to start remodeling. Well, that just kills me. And I said, "You can't come in." Yes, he can. Well, I called the cops. The cop came and put my hands behind me and said that it was me that was going to have to leave. And I said, "Well, can I at least get some of my money back?" And the policeman said no. When the policeman left, he put my hands behind me like he was cuffing me, but he didn't. I don't think he actually closed the cuffs. Anyway, I didn't get any money back and I had to leave. And the Patel told me that they're Americans now, they have to do what they're told to do. Well, it gets into their wealthy now, so forget that business. They know people up in high places. So now then I'm going to get this up. And I was put in the position over at the Baymont Inn, that's Shaw, that owns so many of these. I stayed there in all kinds of conditions, was moved back and forth within the same framework, though, and I did get pictures, and I put them on Facebook, and I had them, and where I took the air conditioner front of it off, and it was horrible with mold and mildew on every one of the pictures. You wouldn't believe it. So that alone's enough to kill you, but this is like, there's different ways to do it. Somebody could come in and soak the carpet and that was something really bad that would hurt me, and it would come up and I'd have to breathe it. The whole point is, if I have to breathe it, I have to leave. So I've stayed and my health has gotten bad, and this has been done everywhere here because I'm run back here. And this is all I'm going to say now. I can't even buy a bra, okay? Can't buy clothes, anything. Food. I paid my rent, and at a couple of the places, they've had continental breakfast, or at least eggs at Baymont Inn. So I stayed as long as I could, and my health is so bad now through it all. Now then, I'm going to say I came back. I left Baymont Inn. It was so bad I couldn't take it anymore. I left, and I had 4 days on Wyndham. And Wyndham Rewards is, I've always had good relation with them because where I've been, there have been some reward days with Wyndham. I left Baymont, and I had 4. I should have more than that, but I had 4. And I came over to Super 8 on Third Lane Road. I'm across from there now. I had stayed there over the last 3 years, maybe a week or 2 out of the year, maybe a little bit more in the summer. And I did post where you're supposed to, most places have, well, all of them do, where if you've got luggage, you can put it on one of those racks and wheel yourself back there with your things on it. Well, I'm trying to keep a sleeping bag, backpack, and a suitcase, and a few things together, and nobody would help me, and that was never there. They removed it deliberately. They had it. They just removed it when I'm coming in. This has been like all-out war on me. And anyway, I actually, I guess it's been a little over a year, but I actually fell down pulling my luggage behind me. Nobody would help. I was just crawling. And I did take a picture with this camera, and I put it up on Facebook and YouTube. And I did. But I also made and here's what he said. I came back when I left Baymont just now, and I had the 4 days. I had enough money to pay Baymont, but I couldn't stay there anymore till I get a check, and then I'm going to leave when I get some money, if I get it. I'm leaving if I can at all. I'm able. But anyway, I could not stay there anymore. I stayed there from last July. So I came back over to the Super 8 over here on Third Lane Road in Roanoke. And I used my 4 days, and I wish I hadn't, but I used my 4 days so I'd have money on me. Well, the reward days, the first night was okay. The next 3 were holy hell. Oh, it's easy. The air conditioning's on the outside, and I don't know how they did it, and I didn't see it done. I just know it was by my smelling and it hitting me and causing the effects it does. So then the 4 days was up, so I paid because I have to get a cab, and that costs, and it's going to dwindle my money. So I paid for a week over there, and that started last Saturday. Well, it only lasted till Tuesday, they come in, they sprayed something, and I was opening the sliding glass doors, and they're hard to open to get air, And it's affecting me so bad, all this, my spine. I've gotten arthritis and inflammation. And anyway, it was so bad I couldn't sleep. So I simply asked him, this is Friday morning now, about 3:30 or 3. I've been up all night. Anyway, they put something in there that I never have trouble sleeping. I could smell it. It smells like, it smells like where I am here, and I'm getting to that. Everybody around here knows I meet myself coming back. They know exactly what's happening to me, being run with fumes and chemicals that are toxic to me and made to look like a fool. So anyway, I asked him when it was so bad, that must have been Monday night, I guess, could he let me switch rooms? No, everything's full up. And then suddenly he said, oh, the one across the hall, right across the hall from me, go check it out. And but in the process, he said something about giving nobody will do that, even no matter what they do to you. They charged me for poisoning my air, which is a way to murder me without using a gun or you name it. And I'm saying exactly the way it is. So anyway, he said he would give me my money back. So I debated what to do, try to take the room across from me. Is it going to be the same way? Because that's what's been going on. I called over here, and this is Motel 6 across the street from it. It's owned by the Patels. These are from India across the street. I don't know if they're kin to the Shaws, but they all know each other. So I called over here and asked if they had a room, and she told me they did. And I'm going to leave out something here at the moment. I'm in bad shape, by the way. So I had to get a cab, and I had to pull my stuff down, and some girl come along and helped me up the steps with it to the cab. Well, the cab came across the street, and I paid her, and that left me. I've used my 4 days up. I've used my money up now that I had and had saved to get me through till I got a check, and I plan to leave Roanoke, this area. I will this time if I make it. And this is Easter coming up. Okay, I got in here, and I came in, though, and it's almost like two buildings here. And I had stayed here a couple of times years because I've been call it chasing me is what it's doing with fumes, making me look like a nut. But anyway, I had stayed here a few times over the past years, so they put me back here in the handicap room, and I'm going to show a picture of it because it would be perfect, only it's too expensive. I'm paying $340 a week, and I can't do that. But anyway, I had to come over here. The other place was charging me that too, trying to get to my paycheck, and I do plan to leave if God help me. But anyway, I came in here and I thought, oh Lord, they've just put in, the flooring's good. They've taken up the carpet. So this is a room, and there's 2 baths back there. So the room itself is not bad. But they put in the flooring. It took out the carpet and put in the flooring, which has gloss on top of it, and you have to paste it down, I'm sure. It smells like what they had over there. And that guy, before I left at Super 8, just before I came over here when it was so bad, and he gave me my nights back that I hadn't stayed. It sounds like he's being good. He stood there and told me, he said, don't ever come back here again. I hadn't done anything to him except told him about the smells, and he knew about me being sick. This is a man that watched me drag my stuff and fall down. He said, don't you ever come back here again. He said, if